always weird as soon as I start this up. So I think I'm live right now, but then you can't see it. Like, I don't know when it transfers over. So like, these are always weird. Oh man, they're always weird when we do these. But yes, what is up everyone? OJ over here from PlayerEssence. Welcome to another PlayerEssence Cross Nintendo, PE Cross Nintendo. We've got the full cast, the Awakening crew here, in addition to one of the Elite Ninja over here from the PE Ninja crew. Patreon, in addition to sponsors. So I got a full cast of people here. I want to thank each and every single one of you guys for joining me today on this nice Saturday, man. It is just amazing out. This is probably the best time of the year, right guys? I mean, I don't know if there's a better time of the year, especially when it comes to video gaming, weather, at least where I'm at. So everything's really good. A lot of good stuff going on the channel, a lot of great video game news, a lot of great games coming out. But before we get into all of today's topics, I do want to introduce my cast here, and I think it's over. It's to my left. It might be different when you guys are watching it, but whatever. To my left, I've got Mikel Casanova here. Shout outs to Mikel. What's up, man? How you doing today?
Doing good. How's everyone doing?
Okay, yeah, I'm doing good. And then we also have, I think below me, we have it's Coloco, or just Coloco, Andy, whatever you feel like calling him. What's up, Andy?
Hey, what's going on? I'm the worst at starting up stuff, and it's the most awkward. So that's just to give you some, just to make you feel better. Every time I do a live stream, I'm the most awkward, just like this introduction. Yeah. There you go. Hi.
Nice, yeah. And then we also have one of the Elite PE Ninja here. We've got Ataki Teacher. How you doing today, Ataki?
I'm fine, and I want to say hi to everybody. I'll try not to be as awkward as Coloco when I start this off. Yeah.
I'm the king of that, man.
And I just want to let everyone know that Ataki is from Canada, and that's the reason why he has a Canadian flag as his picture. So yeah.
Okay. I thought you were going to use my avatar picture.
No, you got the Canadian flag.
Okay,
I like Canada. You guys are
I use it on YouTube. So the one I use on Discord, which is like that big metal fist, that one.
Nope, you got the Canadian flag,
okay.
man. I
call myself the Iron Fist of P or something like that.
You guys have such a great reputation in America. Canadians do. So I decided to, at least here in California, like everyone always says good things whenever we travel to Canada. So yeah, had to roll with the Canadian flag. Shout outs to Night Moon. Thank you so much, Night Moon, for the $5 donation. He says money for the Hokage. I appreciate that. That goes to the war funds. So yeah, let's go ahead and let's start off here, guys. Obviously, a little something called EA happened with Star Wars Battlefront 2. So just like long story short, and then to what we'll get into right at this point. You guys have heard my rants, but EA had this controversial microtransaction model, loot box model into a multiplayer portion of their game Star Wars Battlefront 2. Now, they have these in there. People didn't like them in the beta, okay, and people complained, and then EA's like, oh, they damage controlled that. And then the game, as far as started going out to reviewers and like EA Access and all that, and then people really started getting crazy and started complaining about them. Basically, were these microtransactions, these loot boxes, you spend money, real world money, and then you get a potential to get some power-ups. The more money that you have and the more loot boxes that you buy, the chances are you're going to get better stuff. You're going to be able to get like Vader and Darth Maul and be able to just slaughter through people. So it kind of imbalances the multiplayer, and that's where all of the craziness started. That's where everything started with that. So basically people complained enough, and you started to have companies or countries even, overseas companies, investigate EA for gambling and all sorts of stuff going on, and the pressure just mounted. CNN, this was actually on the front page, just to give you guys some, some backstory to this, like how big it got. CNN is not a video game channel. They don't usually have stuff like this when it comes to microtransactions, but this got so big to where it was on the front page of CNN of people who don't even play video games, or a lot of people. And then on top of that, like just to kind of pile on even more, like Disney was actually being questioned by multiple different outlets, like different outlets like CNN and other places started to question Disney, like, hey, do you know what's going on in your game about these? Like, can kids, like, we know the Star Wars brand, you guys market this to kids. You guys are telling little girls to be like Rey and all this stuff. And like now you have gambling in there. So people started questioning Disney. And I don't know what happened. Maybe like Disney put down the fist and told them, you guys better stop. I'm not sure what it is. But they completely 180'd on their policy. There's no more microtransactions for the loot boxes for progression. You earn them all normally. However, that doesn't mean that they're gone. They just said that we're going to tweak it. We're going to continue listening to feedback. They never said that they're going to be removed and never come back. So that is where we are at this point. They're not in, but the EA has backtracked on all of that. So just to kind of sum all that up, I wanted to make sure everyone knew exactly what was going on. Mikkel, I know you've been playing this game, right?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, I was playing it, and
what do you feel about this whole controversy and everything? Like, what's your your quick thoughts on everything that's been going on?
I think it's good that Disney actually stepped in to stop this, because it's ridiculous that, you know, these are features that you would expect, like if you go to a casino, you know, promoting gambling and, you know, high risk versus reward, and to put this in something that's so highly associated with people of all ages, you know, kids, it's just wrong. And this practice just needs to stop. It's wrong.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Koloko, I know we were talking a little bit about this before the show started, but what's your thoughts on this? About this whole situation?
I'm glad it's going down the way it's going down. However, what surprises me is the reaction that some people have. Like, it's not a big deal, or, you know, it's just a game, or you know, it's only a certain amount of heroes. I don't think that people understand how dangerous of a precedent this sets, specifically because it's a Star Wars game, specifically because it's right before Episode 8. That people don't understand what they actually tried to pull off here. EA, being such a big developer in the business, in the gaming industry, they wanted to set a precedent saying, hey, this is from now on, this is what you guys should expect. Pay to win. Mm-hmm. And that's what we cannot have. Mm-hmm. It's ultimately, none of this matters, right? It's just video games, right? Like we always say, it's just not a big deal. But it is our passion. You know, it's what we do every day to entertain ourselves. It's what we use to entertain our families. So it is kind of a big deal, right? So if they were to set a precedent like this, which I'm glad that the gamers spoke out, and I'm glad this kind of stuff is happening, but this is not the end. People need to continue with this, because what's going to happen is after Episode 8 comes out, and after, you know, all this dies down, all the buzz dies down, they're going to just implement them again and just, you know, add stuff in there that wasn't in there before. Now you can buy them, you know, and gamers cannot let this happen. That's what I think. That's what I think. They need to boycott this game completely. Let developers know zero tolerance for this kind of stuff. Because otherwise, if you leave the door open, eventually the whole gaming industry is going to be like this. All the big AAA games are going to be like this.
It's tough because you're never going to get a complete boycott, because there's people that just like Star Wars, like they can't contain themselves. They like Star Wars way too much in order, you know, and they want to play the game, and that's like their hobby. So you're never going to get anyone to completely boycott the whole thing. But, you know, I think that there's been enough people that have said I've canceled my pre-order, to where between Disney's higher-ups and looking at things, and between EA's higher-ups, they said, okay, this is obviously negatively affecting the sales. Now, before we get to Ataki, I do want to say that I have a source. I have two, actually, within retail chains here, just in my own small Central Valley city, you know. And they were getting pre-order cancellations at the rate of about 5 an hour, both of the different stores. So between this past week, about 5 an hour in the heavy traffic. So like, you know, heavy traffic for video game stores most of the time is the evenings, because people get off work, you know, like 3, 4, 5, 6 o'clock, all that. They're getting about 5 an hour between both of those. But like I said, that's just my area. He didn't have any data on other stores, but I guess it was somewhat similar with all the stores in, you know, where I'm at. So there was a lot of cancellations. A lot of cancellations going on, and I think someone definitely said, this is where, you know, the problem, you know, we got to fix this. Like, now we got to fix this. So, Ataki, man, what's your whole thoughts on what's going on right here, man?
Right, first, someone's saying that they couldn't hear me very well. Can you guys Is my voice?
They might not be able to hear you, but I will go ahead and just keep talking, and I'll turn your volume up.
Okay, sure. Yeah. I think this is one of the great examples of sorry, it's one of the great examples I've seen of just straight greed from a corporation in any industry I've ever seen in my whole life, because it's just the avarice and of how much they want to take from gamers and all that. So I'm glad Disney is stepping in to save their brand, because I feel like this has damaged Star Wars somewhat, to the point where CNN and other outlets that are mainstream media have covered it, and that's why it forced them to act and send that. It was a letter to the EA headquarters to tell them to basically stop, pull it back.
Stop it now.
Yeah. I do agree that they're probably going to bring it back eventually, because once it all dies down, because they said it wasn't going to just stop altogether, and people were acting like it was a big victory, and other people were saying like, hold up, this is not over, because they didn't say it was just flat gone. That they're just going to basically review it and edit it. It does show you the power of the consumer, I think, not just the gamer, but just the consumer in general. Once they stand up and say that, this is wrong and we don't want to support this, and the fact that they lost so many pre-orders, it seems, based on your sources, that's also...
yeah, I mean, I don't know how much it is, like, grand total, but, I mean, definitely, there was definitely quite a number of cancellations. Another slime bag thing EA did, I think, on the Origin portal, like, they stopped giving refunds for the game, because, like, before you can usually, like, if you pre-order, you can cancel your pre-order or whatever, your refund, and they stopped doing that.
No, what they did was they took the button. It was like an easy access button to just get your refund back. They took that out of the website. So then you had to actually call in and talk to someone to get it canceled.
That's pretty much almost doing that, because like that's removing another barrier. Like a big thing that's easy. Now people talk about you have to call now. Like, man, like, oh, EA. and that whole thing with Disney, that Disney stopped them. Oh, Disney, yeah, they did the right thing. Come on, really? Like, people are that dumb? They didn't. Like, they actually think that Disney didn't know this was happening or something? Like, well, did they?
Disney was doing this behind their back. It's all a publicity thing. It's all image.
Let's talk about that, though, because, like, how much involvement... I mean, do you think when Disney signed this exclusive contract with them, do you think that they understood... Like, do you think Disney, who is not into video games... I mean, obviously, their own experience into video games has been kind of a failure, Like, I mean, they've had some good things, but overall, they've been kind of a failure. Like, they pretty much got out of video games, and this was one of the things that they did to kind of get back in. I mean, Epic Mickey 2, that was the last thing that I can remember from Disney. That was... anything and that failed. And then they had their Junction Point, and all their studios basically are not here. So, do you guys think Disney actually, like, knew that it was going to be this type of microtransaction loot boxes? I mean, did EA disclose all of this to them? You think they did?
100%. 100%, yes. Disney's this is not like just a rinky-dinky corporation. They have 100% full control of what is happening under them, even if it's in another division somewhere. They have people that know what's going on. People think that Disney wouldn't know that. Absolutely not. This is all a image publicity thing. They thought, hey, yeah, slide it in there, see if it works. Oh, it started becoming an issue. People are starting to get mad. There's bad attention, negative attention towards our brand. Just no, you got to do something right now. Do it. Let it cool off for a while, and then we'll see what happens later.
Yeah, I don't think Disney knew there's going to be this much backlash. I think because DLC practices have become like such a norm over the last, I want to say, 10 years or so, that the level at which they were trying to micromanage, and well, not micromanage, but run the microtransactions on people. I don't think Disney. I mean, I'm sure they knew it was happening, but I don't think they knew it was to the
implementation. The implementation. I mean, they can have look. Bravely Default has microtransactions. You guys know that, right? Like, I mean, like it's the way you implement it, though. Like, did you think that they knew exactly how it would be implemented in this way? Because, like, Bravely Default has microtransactions, and people didn't flip out. I think even Bravely Second has it. But the difference is that Bravely Default's microtransactions are so insignificant, nobody gives a crap. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're like SP drinks, which SP drinks you don't need. Like, you just don't need them. You know, I mean, you can use them if you're stupid, you know, or you can just put your 3DS in sleep mode and get them normally through like longer, or you can just get them quickly. So, I mean, do you think that Disney had full knowledge of the implementation of how long? So basically, here's my question, and this one's kind of pointed at Coloco. Coloco, do you think that they had full knowledge on the implementation, how long it would take, and how much money that you need in order to get everything through microtransactions and the time? 4,500 hours to unlock everything. You think Disney had full knowledge of everything of that?
Yes.
Okay.
Because they are a micromanagement company. I don't mean to use a pun there, but they micromanage everything, every detail, everything is accounted for with Disney. Because they've always been that way. They've always been that way with with Lucasfilm, with Marvel, with all their properties. They need to micromanage. They need to know. And someone pointed on the chat. Someone pointed out. See if I can scroll. But they said something. One White Kong has a good point. Disney needed EA, or Disney had. Let me see if. Yes, EA had to tell them how much they could potentially make. So they have to disclose all this information. How much do you think you're going to make? Well, between microtransaction, between that, this is what we're going to make. What about these microtransactions? You don't think they're going to ask those questions? They're a very conservative company. And they're going to be asking these type of questions. There's no way that they didn't know. This is all a marketing, a publicity thing. When it got overblown, they said, "Hey, cool it down." But they knew what was going on. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and yes, and just to make sure I clarify, yeah, Bravely Default, Bravely Second, those are single player games. So obviously it's very different from a multiplayer game, you know, and microtransactions. So yes, I just want to that's probably not the best comparison that I could have made. But overall, I was just talking about microtransactions because people had problems like with what was it, Shadow of War. But like I guess the microtransactions in that game aren't as egregious because you're talking about single player. That's single player. If you want to be stupid, you know what I'm saying, and like spend money on microtransactions on a single player game, then you know go right ahead. You're only screwing yourself when you do that, you know. But like in a multiplayer game where you're trying to have fun against other people and you're paying $60 for a product where the single player is short. I mean, you know, what is it, an 8-hour single player? Something like that, 7 to 8 hours, Mikkel?
Roughly about 7 hours.
Okay. Yeah. So about 7 hours. So really $60, that's not really good enough for 7 hours for the most part for the single player. So you're paying a $60, you know, you're paying a lot of that is for multiplayer, you know, like where you're going to spend most of your time. And when you pay that, then people who come in and who spend more are all of a sudden better than you and just like slaughtering through, then I guess that's the biggest problem. But, you know, going to the Disney point, the one thing that I do want to say with this is that like Disney, like if they knew about this, like there needs to be really big reform. Like I can't sit here and ever endorse an EA game, like period. But the thing about this is that people like EA has been putting microtransactions in their single player and multiplayer games for a while now. It's full products, you know what I'm saying? Like full $60 products. We've been getting microtransactions in Madden. The latest Need for Speed has microtransactions. Like all of these games, $60 products are having microtransactions like blasted into them. Like this is probably the most egregious in my opinion because microtransactions in Madden, you can't microtransaction, like let's say like you're playing someone online one-on-one, there's no microtransactions that affect the online multiplayer. Now if you're playing Madden Ultimate Team, that whole system was built on microtransactions, you know what I'm saying? Like, and people who stupidly buy these FIFA, you know, and all this, they're idiots. They put more money, they think that it's good, they think like it's going to the store and buying a pack of cards, you know, so they're all down for microtransactions in Ultimate Team because they think that buying and spending more money and getting better players is like like worth it to them. They see it as something good. So I think EA went into this thinking, oh well, we can have that same mindset. But what makes this the worst part is that it's like, no, it's not just like, it's not a separate multiplayer mode where microtransactions ruin everything like Ultimate Team. You know, this is the actual main multiplayer mode that everyone is playing, and I think that's why this is getting far more backlash than like EA's like Madden and FIFA and all the other games that they microtransaction to heck and back. You know, so Og says, "How's your FIFA 18 Ultimate Team, OJ?" Like I said, I'm not playing. Never playing FIFA anymore. I'm done. I'm not covering anymore. Did you take your video down? I still got it. I took down some of my tweets, and I'm gonna take down my video. I'm gonna filter through and take down my videos and stuff like that this weekend. So
what do you think of microtransactions in general, as far as AAA games go? Like, what are you guys' opinion on it? And I mean, how could it be implemented in the right way, where it's not only fair to the consumers, but also makes money to the developers?
That's a loaded question. Taki, I mean, I'll say my piece on that, but Taki, do you have anything to say as far as that goes? You think there's any way to actually make it to where it's like fair or okay?
I think a better comparison to what's going on with Star Wars, since it's mostly a multiplayer game, would probably be like Overwatch or Call of Duty, because those are more multiple. They're shooters and they're multiplayer, and they have loot boxes in. But it's purely cosmetic in Overwatch. There's no gameplay advantage. And COD, I think it's purely maybe you get better guns, stuff like that. I don't play COD that often, so I don't know about the World War II. But I will say about COD, the whole thing, watching people open them is kind of really ridiculous as well. But that's kind of similar to what's going on here. But I think that, like, I remember when I heard that they were putting in an actual single player campaign with a story. I'm like, oh, it'll be better because it won't be totally like multiplayer like the first one. So Battlefront 2, I thought, oh, it'd be a better game, but no, that they went and did this and made it really bad for everybody. It seems that about Disney knowing about it, without seeing the contracts and seeing how much oversight they had of the game, it's hard to say if they knew or not. I'd say they probably did. Because like you guys are saying that they're a very conservative company, and I'm sure they want to protect their investment. Because Star Wars, just like Marvel's a big investment for them, and they have movies like next month is probably their biggest movie of this year for sure, and they want to make sure that it sells as many tickets and merchandise as possible. So they want to know what's going on. It's probably just pure a corporate calculation of why they're getting mad at EA about this now, that they probably didn't know, okay, this is how much money you're going to make, this is what we're doing as far as the character unlocks and how many...
Well, I'll say this, like, if you want things to change, though, you definitely, like, people are, like, there's been a little bit of arguments as far as, like, oh, well, who's buying the game and all that, and like I said, I don't want to bash anybody who's buying the game and all of that, but if you do buy the game, then you definitely are supporting kind of like what they're looking at here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you kind of are, but like I said, I'm not trying to bash anyone who is buying the game or who's enjoying the game, because there is things to enjoy about it. But for me, I kind of drew the line. Like, I'm like, okay, well, any developer who decides that they want to, I mean, for me, wreck multiplayer with like enhancements and stuff like that can mess with the balance. It needs to be like Overwatch. Everyone in the chat is saying cosmetic. Just if you want to do microtransactions, just cosmetic, just cosmetic. And I think that's the way that you're going to have to do it, is just cosmetic. Because, what was it? Overwatch has microtransactions too, but like I didn't even notice Overwatch's microtransactions. When I was playing the game, because like I was unlocking all the cosmetic crap normally. Like I was playing and I was unlocking it. Overwatch just got boring to me, But overall, like I think that it's a good game. So for me, I'd much rather have developers, if they want to do DLC, then just do DLC. I've never been like a huge like, oh my gosh, I hate DLC. It's the worst thing in the world. Just as long as I get plenty of content for my $60 and it's a good amount, then I have no problem. Half the time I don't even play through all the stuff like that they give me in the game. Like I don't even get through all the content they give me in the game. They want to talk about DLC. I'm like, all right, whatever. So it is what it is. But I mean, what can you do about stuff like that overall? So did any of you guys actually buy Star Wars Battlefront?
I'm waiting for a price drop.
Price drop? Okay. Coloco, you had it pre-ordered, right, Coloco?
Yeah, sure. No. Just like the Capcom's Mega Man game coming out. I have that pre-ordered too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I pre-ordered it in my mind anyways. So
Yeah, excuse me.
But yeah, really quick, I wanted to say and I wanted to just reiterate the point that everybody's making in the chat, and that's that as long as it's cosmetic, right? Because one of my favorite games that does this, I think microtransaction the absolute right way, is Dota. I don't know if you guys ever played it, but Dota 2, you can play the game absolutely free. Everything that you pay in the game is cosmetic. That's it. Like that's where it ends, and that's where I think these companies are trying to force microtransactions in games that are not built to be to have microtransactions. A game like Dota, like Overwatch, they are built from the ground up to have microtransactions in them, implemented in them. Whereas these other games, they're trying to force that feature in, and that's where it starts to become an issue. A game that you played before, a type of game that you played before that never had microtransactions, now it does. Yet you see the difference between a game that was built from the ground up to have microtransactions implemented in them. Mm-hmm. And that's where I think that's where the big issue is here. It's a big stew of things that are going on right now, because it's the Star Wars movie coming out. It's that this is one of the biggest games that people are waiting for the next gen systems. It's a lot of things that are happening right now. But I think that's the main issue, is trying to force the microtransactions on something that people aren't ready. They're not ready for.
I do want to say thank you. Shout outs to Magic Tech Review for the $1 donation through Super Chat. Thank you so much, Magic Tech. I do appreciate that. And yeah, you guys watch out for Cindy in the chat, man. Like she's that's all I gotta say. Well, watch out for Cindy. Shout outs to Squid Vicious on that one. Pretty quick with the mouse there, my boy.
Cindy's pretty thirsty.
Thirsty. She needs to get some Sunny D, man. He's thirsty. But anyway, man, we're gonna go ahead and move on from EA and Star Wars Battle Transaction front. And we're going to talk about some Skyrim on the Nintendo Switch, because I know Andy picked this one up. Mikkel, you reviewed it. I played it last night for 3 hours and 30 minutes, and I shot a skeleton in the private region, and I just and I thought it was the funniest and I thought it was the funny, even though it's not that funny. I thought it was the funniest thing in the world, because I was just like, I think it was like a critical hit too. He dropped
him right in his boner.
Nobody said that one. But that was. Oh my gosh. Oh man, it was just right there. It's like I was just quiet, then all of a sudden, just bam! It was like a Legend of Zelda shot too, man. It was good, but having a ton of fun with Skyrim. So Mikkel, I know you reviewed it. How do you think it feels like it stacks up as far as Skyrim on the Nintendo Switch to the other versions of the game?
I think it stacks up really well. I have it on the PS4. I got it on Xbox One and PC. Yes, I know I shouldn't be buying it that many times, but every time I got it, I'm like, okay, I'm going to finally finish it now. But it's just the fact that there's so much other stuff dropping, and I just don't come back to it. So when I got the Nintendo Switch version, when they sent that code to me to review it, I'm like, man, I can finally take it with me. I was taking it with me to work. I was taking it, on business trips and whatnot. I'm like, okay, so I'm digging this game. And then I finally beat it, and when I played it side by side, because I put my other monitor up and I was playing it side by side, the PS4 version and the PC version, I'm like, this looks like, if it wasn't on the PS4 Pro, if I'm running like base PS4, it looks the same.
Does it have enhancements for the PS4 Pro?
It can, the checkerboarding.
Oh, okay,
scaling,
yeah.
It has that.
Sharper resolution.
Yeah, and a lot of people are like, oh, it doesn't have mods. Like, we don't know if they're not going to bring it. So, it's not a major thing to me. I know it can be jarring for people coming from PC, But like I keep trying to tell people, like unless you've got the PS4 and Xbox One version, if you're coming from PS3 and 360, you didn't have mod support.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I've never been big into like mods, to be honest. I know mods can be really cool, but I mean, I have the PC version of Skyrim. I have the PC version of Fallout, and because like I barely get through all the content in the game, but then also to get through mods and everything, that's also like a whole nother thing that we have to do. You know, like it's like a lot of stuff. But I mean, I completely understand in terms of that, as far as people loving mods. But to me, man, to be able to get like all of like Skyrim, like I talked about this before, but on this little thing right here, you know, to be able to get all of Skyrim on here, I think it's just absolutely phenomenal. Like it's probably like the best thing that I've ever seen. Like it's so cool to be able to get all of Skyrim on this little cartridge and be able to take it anywhere. Like after I was done playing Skyrim on my for my live stream, I played Skyrim lying down in bed. Like I was out in the living room, I was playing lying down. It was great. It was just absolutely phenomenal. I leveled up a little bit more because I was getting bodied by some by some people, and I've leveled up a bit more. Went there because I'm playing on a little bit of the harder difficulties, and it was great. And it was just, it's the only way that I want to play it now, and be able to switch back and forth, because when I'm not live streaming, you know, I'm usually just playing everything in portable mode. The only time that I play, like on my Switch, that I actually play in dock mode is when I record for a video, like a gameplay video, or when I live stream. Outside of that, I'm never playing in dock mode. I don't just sit down and play in dock mode here. I'm out in my living room, because my room here, for some reason, doesn't have a ceiling fan. So I'm out in my living room, and I'm playing out there, and I'm just relaxing when my daughter's there. She's watching her shows, or whatever the case is. You know, my girlfriend's there. She's watching her TV and doing her stuff. So that's where I play. So for me, it's absolutely the best version of the game. Hands down. You know, hands down, because everything else is stuck in one room, where you have to do ridiculous things to get it to play in a different room. And this one is just on cartridge. It loads really fast. And I can literally play it anywhere in my house. So for me, it's just the best version of the game. Like it looks great, even like compared to the base PS4 model. I actually like the color saturation and the hue of it. I actually think it looks a little bit better outside of the resolution. I actually think it looks a little bit better, and it runs rock solid. So I'm thoroughly impressed with this port. And if we can get more, you know, RPGs like this, that would be fantastic, man. It would be really cool.
Can you imagine what Wolfenstein 2 is going to be like on the Switch?
They said it's going to be like, they did already kind of talk about this a little bit. They said that whatever like kind of Doom was, you can kind of expect that for Wolfenstein. So, I mean, I'm expecting somewhere around like what Doom, you know, is. But we'll have to wait and see. Wolfenstein is a pretty crazy game, you know. It's a pretty intense game. So there's a donation that'll pop up pretty soon. He says, Brandon Murphy says, how much do we have to donate to get you to lick the cartridge?
I told him to donate more money, and he licked.
I mean, if we get 2 sponsors, I'll lick a cartridge for 2 more sponsors, so we can get a new emote. So we get 2 sponsors, I'll lick a cartridge for 2 sponsors. But shout outs to Brandon Murphy for the $5 donation. I do appreciate that. So 2 sponsors, and I will definitely lick the cartridge. So yeah. Itaki, man, how do you feel? Have you been playing the Skyrim port at all? Have you got a chance, or you have the PS3 version, right?
Well, yes, I have the PS3 version, as I mentioned earlier. We went on live, which is the worst version, as he told me it was pure trash.
It is. It is.
I guess, yeah. It is the worst version because the PS3 people they didn't develop for it, right? Because of the cell, it was too hard, right?
They just had some issues. They had some issues with the cell. Yeah.
So I mean, I'm not a graphics hoe, so I didn't mind too much. But anyway, it's a great game as it is. I have ordered the Skyrim for the Switch, but Amazon has a problem. Half the games I order they get here on time, half of them they don't. So they gave me a couple of free months of Prime because of that. So I guess I let that go. But
okay.
I'll tell you next week when I play it. But it looks pretty good. I watched your live stream last night. I was playing finishing Super Mario Odyssey. So it looks a lot of fun, just like I remember. So I'll be playing it a lot once I get it. That is. Yeah, it's a great game. That's why it's been ported I named a million times.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And Koloko, I know you've been playing the game as well, man. How do you how do you feel so far about it, man?
I'm actually really impressed. I mean, it not only in handheld mode but in dock mode, they both look really good. I'm surprised. I thought, especially because of how glitchy Bethesda's games have been, especially like Skyrim and Fallout. But this game is solid, man. Solid port. It's great on the toilet, killing some trolls while pinching some rolls. It's fantastic, man. I can't recommend it enough.
Yeah, definitely. I think the thing that I like about it the most so far, I did play a little bit with the motion. The motion controls are fun, but the HD rumble in the game, like when you're shooting fire, and when you're lock picking, the HD rumble in this game is absolutely amazing. It's almost like a different experience from when I played it, because I didn't play the PS4 or Xbox One version. I played the PC version just a little bit, but I didn't play the other ones. And like that was the coolest thing for me so far, was the HD rumble in the game. Like I couldn't get over how cool like shooting like the fire, like when you kill someone, when you get a critical hit, all of that is just like perfectly put into that. Like when you shoot, like when you like pull a bow back, like you can feel like a little vibration of like pulling a bowstring. Like when you shoot it, it's amazing. I absolutely love the HD rumble. It's so good in the game, man. So yeah, that's probably one of my favorite things about it that they've fixed up or that they've implemented into it. On top of that, obviously, all the DLC. I didn't play any of the DLC on other systems, so it was cool to get the DLC on there. And I still, like I said, I still need to go through all the game and all the quests. Like, I'm going to be playing this game forever, or at least until Xenoblade 2 comes out, because Xenoblade 2 is dropping in pretty much next week on Monday. It will come out the following week. So, and that's how I'm looking at it at this point. It's going to come out very soon here. So
this is insane. I mean, so many good games in such a little time. But, I was thinking about this the other day, too. It's like all these AAA third-party games, or at least close to AAA, all releasing this month. It's almost like Nintendo said, hey, yeah, we got all these major games coming out every month. But November's clear, so if you guys want to make games, and like everybody rushed. Like, oh, November's clear? Let's release all our games in November.
That's the time of year that they want to put them out anyways, because that seems like they get the most sales. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, well, and the thing about it is that like Nintendo, I think at this point they learned like you need to make sure that you have a variety, especially in the biggest game shopping holiday season. Because like I remember people were saying, oh well, why did they put out all these games in November? Like they should have just had like L.A. Noire or Doom or whatever, and like focus on one. I'm like, no, that's actually really dumb if they do that, because you're gonna get a lot of people who don't want to buy L.A. Noire. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not for everyone. Doom, people are gonna be like, maybe I already played the game on PS4, or maybe even like Skyrim, I already played that game. So you put them all out because they're all older ports, and you don't make it to where there's only one game to buy. And I think the Wii U suffered from this so many times. It's like, here's our game for you to buy this month, and everyone's like, okay, well, I don't like that game. Drought. And like that's basically how the Wii U was. It was like, oh well, there's a drought. The one game that Nintendo put out, or the one game that a third-party developer put out, I don't like that game, so there's a drought. And like, I mean, that happened all the time with the Wii U, where there might be like Splinter Cell. Well, I don't like Splinter Cell. Well, that's the one game the Wii U is getting in the month. So now you have a drought, and that's why so many people would be like, oh, there's a drought. Then some people would be like, no, there's not a drought. I just bought this game. Oh, well, I don't like that game. So that's the reason why Nintendo put out all these games, and even throughout the year, like you saw that, like in September, there was a bunch of different, there was Pokken, there was a bunch of different games, SteamWorld Dig 2, there was Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Like you put out a bunch of different games because not everyone is going to buy the same game, which the Wii U was like, and even to the 3DS, sometimes the 3DS was like that. Like there would just be like, here's the game, for the month. I mean, 3DS did a better job of getting more variety out there over the year, but sometimes it was like that. So I'm happy that Nintendo's kind of moved away from the whole one game or two game type of big month type of deal. Just get a bunch of games out and let them sell. Let them sell for however long they're going to sell. So it's cool to see all these games, like you said, Koloko, all coming out. Ataki, what games did you pick up as far as this month? Was there any, since Nintendo has been releasing quite a number of games?
Just the third-party ones, you mean?
Yeah, sure,
Or just
third party. Yeah, third party. Sure.
LA Noire, Doom, Skyrim's coming, the Batman Telltale game, Siberia, which is a adventure game that was only digital here, but I got it from the UK. Oh, just a second. A couple other ones too, I think.
Are you getting on?
Sonic Forces and Snipper Clips, which is, I guess, not third party really. It's published by Nintendo.
Yeah, developed by third party indie developer. The idea for Snipper Clips. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all for this month.
Man, that's a pretty good month. What about you, Mikkel?
Let's see. The LA Noire, Skyrim, Cat Quest, or Cat Rim. What you call it?
Cat
Skyrim or something.
Cat Skyrim, man. That game is awesome.
It's awesome.
It's so simple,
It really
but it's fun. Cat Quest. I had multiple people tell me like, "Hey, OJ, I bought the game because of you." I'm like, oh, "Okay, well that's good. That's good." Cat Quest is the interesting thing about Cat Quest. It's like it's spoofing Skyrim, but then it kind of has its own like little identity as far as what it does. But it just kind of pops you right there into the action. A lot of cat puns, and then you just kind of start fighting, man. So it's cool. I had to pick up Cat Quest too. Yeah, man. What, Mikkel? I know you've been playing quite a bit. You've been like reviewing. I'm not exactly sure how you have time to do everything, Mikkel, but you've been like reviewing and like everything. What other reviews did you have for this month?
Coming out or that I've already.
I think you've already done quite a number of reviews, right? Though, like for this month, just overall in general, PS4, Xbox One, Switch, everything.
Yeah, like I'm literally like any free moment I'm usually gaming just so I can go ahead and beat this game. Like right now I'm trying to beat what is that game for Xbox? The Super Lucky's Tale, which isn't bad, but I can see some of the issues people have with it. I got to put out a review for that tonight. So like it's cool that I get to review stuff now, but the amount of games that I am getting to review is just it's getting ridiculous now.
Yeah, I saw that, man. You got a lot of games, man. You got a lot of different stuff that you're playing. So, what about you, Koloko, man? What games this month have you been picking up?
I got obviously Skyrim, LA Noire, Cat Rim. That's a great game. What else came out? I think I've lost count, dude. I picked up a lot of games this month, but I do have to say that I've never played LA Noire, and I am absolutely hooked on this game, man. Like that, the voice work is the best voice acting I've ever heard in any game. I'm telling you right now, like the best. I mean, Skyrim. I'm starting to listen to a little more Skyrim, and that's really good too. But I gotta say, it helps when they actually use actors' faces in that game, LA Noire. So it just helps, you know, to see and for anyone that's ever watched, I know it's gonna be probably nobody in this chat, but Mad Men. If you ever seen Mad Men,
I've seen Mad Men.
You see Mad Men?
Yeah,
dude. So many actors from that show, from that series.
It's a lot of those guys, like the main Colt Phelps and all those guys are all in there.
Yeah,
you know?
man,
Yeah.
it's incredible. I think they did a fantastic. Like people are talking about the shooting physics, the driving physics. Yeah, that's all good and dandy. That's fine. But I think what shines in this game is basically like time traveling you back to 1940s LA and the voice acting and the story. Amazing. Anybody that likes those aspects of games, they got to pick it up. But besides that, every major one except for Doom, I haven't picked up Doom yet. But every major third-party game I picked up so far.
To speak of LA Noire, because I played it back on the 360, it is one of the most unique games like ever made, easily. Like what they were trying to do with that game was groundbreaking with the facial animation technology and the voice acting. It was insane what they were trying to do with it, and I'm really happy that Nintendo was able to get this game and Rockstar wanted to put it on the Switch, because it really is a fantastic Switch game. I think obviously having it on Switch is good because there is so much downtime with LA Noire where you're just kind of like you're walking, you're interviewing people, you're flipping through a book, you're looking at clues. Like there's a lot of downtime. It doesn't really need to be played on a big TV. Like 4K, all that's great. I mean, obviously to have it, but for me, like being able to just play it portably, lying down for me is what I like about it. And that it has like HD rumble and it has the IR aiming. Like they did a lot of great stuff with that. I didn't think they'd do as much as they did with it, but they actually ended up doing it as far as LA Noire. So so yeah, it's really good. It's reviewing well on the Switch. So I mean, I people say like you know, because there's a comment here saying SAK David says LA Noire is Noir is underrated, and it was rated good on the 360 and PS3. It has like an 89-90 rating. It's just that the team went like Rockstar like closed Team Bondi, and like the game didn't sell enough. You know, even though it sold a lot, it just didn't sell enough because the game was super expensive to make. You know, so yeah, very interesting to see how everything worked out with that. Shout outs to Power Level Amy in the chat. How's it going? Just got the notification. YouTube failing us once again. YouTube failing us. Ataki, you said that you played LA Noire too, right?
Yeah, I have on the PS3 too.
Okay,
so
yeah.
The worst version of that game too, probably.
No, it's not. It's actually not. It's actually at the time that it released, outside of the PC version, the console version, LA Noire, I would probably say get the PS3 version because the PS3 version isn't on like 10 discs. Like the Xbox 360 version is on like 10 discs, so the PS3 version's all right there, and the frame rates weren't very good on the PS3 and 360 anyway. You know, they weren't great. They both kind of stuttered here and there, but they were overall, it was playable. They both had bad controls for the shooting and driving, you know, and it was just all the same stuff was prevalent. But the PS3 version, you just pop one disc in, or was the Xbox 360 version? Okay, go back to this disc, like it was just. It was ridiculous. But shout outs real quick to Flip999 with the big donation, $10, saying keep the awesome content coming. Thank you so much, Flip999. I do appreciate that, man. For the $10 donation. I'm definitely really feeling that. Let me give you some Monado emojis there, man. I'm feeling the donation. Thank you. Get some Monado emojis for Flip there for that donation. Thank you, man. I do appreciate that.
Yeah. So, just I could tell you like what I thought of the game. I liked it because like in F4E's like aesthetic, you know, like the whole noir genre is like a whole genre of movies and other media as well. It actually has some like real life cases in it, like the Black Dahlia, famous murder case from 1947, which is never solved, and so it's custom reality. I really enjoy like murder mystery books and and different films. And actually, I kind of think it's LA Noire is like there's a movie from the early 2000s called it's called LA Confidential. It's like a 40s. It involves the LAPD and I think it's like Russell Crowe and Kim Basinger are the two biggest stars in it. And it's basically, I think like this is sort of like the movie version, I think of the game as it's like the game version of that film, because they're very similar in their tone and style.
Yeah, I never even thought about that, but yeah, it does. LA Confidential does. It's like the same. Maybe that's exactly what inspired this game, you know. But I think it's kind of sad that it didn't do well because they tried, you know, as a gaming industry, they tried different things with this game. Incredible different things. The facial motion stuff that they did is really good to look at even now. A game that's 7 years old that was for last year's generation, you cannot see this type of facial animations in other games. So I think they did a great job. Anybody that hasn't played it, just pick it up. Even if it's not for Switch, pick it up for 360, pick it up for PS3. Just give Rockstar, you know, just give them the compliments because they did a really good job with this game.
Yeah, it's super cheap on PC, so if you can get it on PC, you can pick it up on PC. But if you want to get it on, you know, if you can get it on Switch, I definitely recommend it. But I do want to say big shout out to Universal One with the subscription, or not the sponsorship, sponsoring PlayerEssence. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Elite Ninja family, man. Seriously, thank you so much, Universal One. I do appreciate that. Please enjoy your brand new emojis. You got a Toby emoji, so when you see those Tobys in the chat, don't know what they're talking about, go ahead and lay them the Toby emoji. You got your headband emoji, so whenever someone subscribes, go ahead and hit that headband emoji. You got the Mankaku Sharingan, so if you see something coming, you know something's about to happen, you know, you call something out, hit us with that Mankaku Sharingan. You also have the Toby L. You got the Toby L in there. So whenever you see those dudes, man, that, you know, they just can't learn to take the L, go ahead and hit them with that, hit them with that L. And also, whenever you're really feeling it, make sure you let people know with that Monado emoji as well. So thank you so much, man. Hopefully you enjoy all of them there. Do appreciate that. And man, y'all really want me to lick this cartridge. I'm like, I didn't think two people were gonna sponsor.
Don't do it.
As a side question, how many more sponsors until the sixth, like the next emoji?
Yeah, it's actually on the. If you look at the page here, I have it scrolling. It's kind of small, so depending, like if you're watching this on a cell phone, it says 2 more from when I started this, and you can actually see it in the bottom. So once we hit 30, we get another emoji, and if you look at the bottom left, you can see that we have 28, and then plus the latest one, it's going to update in a bit. That'll be
okay. So it's on screen. Yeah, I can't see it. Like I can't put the video on.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, no problem. But yeah, definitely, it's on screen, so the people watching, they do know that they will get that. So one more, then we'll get a new emoji, and I lick a cartridge. So yeah, I've never licked a cartridge before, and I thought it was like I was like bashing people. I'm like, you guys are idiots. Don't lick a cartridge. Like, you don't know what those cartridges are made out of. Like, it can be like something like, you know, like, don't lick a cartridge. And I was pretty vocal about that. And now I might lick a cartridge because I'm shilling. So anyway, so yeah, I mean, I think that's LA Noir. I mean, everyone really likes the game. I mean, they think it's really cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get into some Q&A. We've been going for about, I think, got a full hour in. Yeah, about an hour, 50 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and get a full Q&A in here. So if you guys have any questions for us, please let us know, and we will try to answer those. So question time. Hit us with some questions here. And we'll answer what we can. Solar7 says, but OJ, the Switch is the worst console ever. It really is.
Yeah, we have to all agree on that. Yeah.
The Doom cartridge,
Straight trash.
It's straight trash. Trickstar says, man, the Doom cartridge should have been a special red limited edition version. They probably didn't do that because of the pricing of the cartridges, and just Nintendo doesn't have any red cartridges for sale. So that's probably the reason why that they're not going to do that. They're not going to make one special red edition cartridge, you know, like for Doom. I mean, maybe if the Switch is sold like 50 million and like that's gonna sell like a ton of copies, then you do something like that, but not even before a year. They're just not gonna do that. From a production standpoint, it doesn't make sense. It's not that big of a deal, you know, to go that far. Although it would be nice, I would have liked it. Trust me, I would have liked it. But it's just not. It's not worth it as far as the money that you'd have to spend to change up production just for one game for a red cartridge. So yeah, it doesn't make sense. So yeah, let's move on to the next question here. Let's see. OJ, are you on the Spawncast tonight? Yes, I'll be on the Spawncast tonight. Yes. You guys can check that out. You guys know it's 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, I'll be on the Spawncast tonight. So yeah. What flavor of Tabasco will you be using when you lick your cartridge? I'm not going to be using any Tabasco, and we don't have a sponsor yet. We don't have another sponsor yet, so I think I'm good.
You're gonna use that El Tapatio.
No, I said it has to be in this stream. Like, if it's not in this stream, then I ain't doing it next stream. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it has to be
$100? What do we say?
I know, I said it's sponsored, but BR Shinobu hitting us with the Toby Rasengan Blaster with the $15 donation says, shoutouts to Koloko and Mikkel and Ataki on the PlayerEssence Cross Nintendo. OJ, you better lick that cartridge.
Thank you.
I said one more sponsor. I did not say $15 donation, but I do appreciate your $15.
What if we use some Jim Ross barbecue sauce?
Dude, hey man, Jim Ross makes some pretty good barbecue sauce.
I know he does.
Like he makes some sauce, man. He makes some good sauce. So let's go and let's get some of these questions answered. Just so we can make sure Let's see. Let me see. You guys can scroll through some of these questions too if you see anyone. I don't know. But thank you so much, BR Shinobu. Thank you so much for the $15 donation. I really do appreciate that.
The AugMC asked if we thought that GTA was going to come to the Switch next year.
Mikkel, what do you think?
I think it will. It's not it. You know, a lot of people seem to think that the Switch couldn't run it, but the Switch is more powerful than last generation. It's slightly less powerful than the Xbox One base. So more, I mean, it obviously can run it. I think it will come next year, but I don't know if it's gonna come around the same time to like what's that game? The Red Dead 2 comes out. I think it will probably come middle of the year, probably summer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Middle of the year, maybe summer?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why people think that this game wouldn't be able to come over. It's like GTA is on PS3 and 360, so I mean, like, why wouldn't they be able to make it on Switch? I don't get that. So.
Now, do they waste their resources in porting over Grand Theft Auto 5, or do they take those resources and scale down Red Dead Redemption 2 and try to get it out in the same time?
Red Dead Redemption 2, I would want that.
Real quick, guys, before we get back into this, Night Moon with the $15 donation says, "Lick it."
Lick it good, right?
Dude, I said one more sponsor. And I will lick it. I do appreciate the donations, though, guys. Don't make it seem as I really do appreciate the donations, and that's why I'm busting my butt. I work 6 out of 7. Well, actually, I work all 7 days, but I have a full-time schedule. Every Monday through Saturday, I'm working at least 9 to 15 hours on this channel for you guys, and I really do appreciate the support. I honestly do. Thank you for the donation, Night Moon, for the $15 donation. I do appreciate that. But I said one sponsor, and I will lick the cartridge, okay? I said one sponsor, and I will lick the cartridge, and I have to be a man of my word. But thank you, Night Moon.
So
I do appreciate
somebody, and then we'll do it.
I will lick the Farming Simulator cartridge, and I'm hoping that it might taste like produce. At some point, so we'll see.
With the El Tapatio.
No Tapatio. I want to mess my cartridge up. Like, I don't want Tapatio on my cartridge. Like, that's not cool. But thank you so much. I do appreciate that. But yeah, man, Red Dead Redemption. That would have been Red Dead Redemption or GTA 5. I mean, either one. I mean, for me, I'm not huge on either one of those franchises or games. I played Red Dead Redemption on the 360. I thought it was great, but it was just not like, oh my gosh, I need to have it. But yeah, to Coloco's point, personally, I would like to just, I mean, if they can just get Red Dead, just get like the newer game, I would rather take the newer game, you know? If they could, so.
Agreed.
I mean, definitely Grand Theft Auto 5 will sell.
Oh yeah,
a million seller.
Oh yeah,
sure.
I would buy it
So
just out of principle, like for like third party, like I would buy it, you know.
Yeah, that's the smart way out, but I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. So you guys have any more questions here? Here, Solar7 says, do you think sales for LA Noire are good enough for Rockstar to keep supporting the Nintendo Switch? Yeah, they'll be fine because they're not expecting a lot. They're not. I mean, these developers aren't going into this. This is a remaster. I don't think they're like, oh yeah, we're looking at this remaster and basing everything on our remaster. They're looking to see the install base and they're looking to see how much they invested into it and what would happen from that. Okay, that's what these developers are looking for. They're not looking to sell, and I'll get to that in just a second. They're not looking to sell 10 million copies of LA Noire, you know, on the Nintendo Switch. That's what some people don't understand. Like NBA 2K18, like the developers are like, oh, like 2K was like, oh, we're happy with the sales. They probably haven't sold more than like 100,000. You know, they've probably sold like somewhere around like that level, like 100,000 or something, like maybe a little bit more, 150,000, whatever the case is. But they're looking at the amount that they invest compared to the install base. Does it keep growing? Is this a platform to where we can grow a business on? And that's going to be more important to getting third-party support than, okay, we're going to micromanage the sales of LA Noire, old games. So I think that's what people really need to understand, is that these type of things really don't dictate support too much. Nintendo having a successful platform that sells a lot, that has excitement, and to where there are good enough sales for your investment, that dictates support more than any finite number people are thinking of, honestly. And like I said, that's straight from the developers' mouths that I've heard stuff like this, guys.
That being said, I wouldn't be surprised if the Switch version outsold the other versions of LA Noire.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Shout outs to Power Level Amy with the $10 donation.
Oh!
You have to lick it now.
You gotta lick it now, buddy.
Y'all were quicker than that than me, man. Before I was looking right at it. This man Coloco was like, before I came in, oh! This man was looking, he just saw a little bit of green in the chat. He saw a little green sliver and was like, oh!
You have no choice now. You gotta do it.
Okay, let me get some shout outs.
Add some ghost pepper to it, though.
Dude, this is stupid. This is so stupid. I didn't think two people would sponsor. I honestly don't. You don't get sponsors very often. Power Level Amy with the $10 donation says, "Hey chat room, get some balls. Sponsor this man right meow in the name of the Cat Quest. In the name of Cat Quest."
Yeah, but this is not a little cat lick. You gotta give it a good.
I'm gonna give it a good.
Over, man.
I'm gonna give it a good lick. I'm gonna give it a good lick. Don't worry. Also, shout outs to sorry, I have like a lawnmower dude in my outside. Shout outs to is it Tub of Popcorn with the Fire Nation follow over there on the Twitch. Thank you so much, man. Welcome to the Fire Nation. Please build up the village strong over there. And also Zemma Duvant for the sponsor. He's the one who sponsored. So I mean, I'm gonna put a headband. Thank you, but I'm definitely not feeling it. I'm not feeling me licking a cartridge. I'll tell you that. But I do appreciate the sponsorship.
Darian says to gargle the cart.
I'm not no! I did not say gargling the cart! God, this is stupid. Also, shout outs to Night Moon with a $1 donation saying licking time. So, here you guys go. Let's go ahead and let's get some bon appetit, huh? Okay. Here, you guys know it's an actual cartridge. I will give it a couple licks. And I will taste, too. Like, I'm not gonna just, like, you know, then, like, wipe off my, like... Oh, God. This is nasty.
Did you savor that?
Oh, God! Oh! Ah!
Oh my god.
Yes!
It's like moldy cheese or something like that.
Ah!
Are y'all happy now?
Oh my, that is the nastiest shit I've ever, oh my god!
Wow.
Why is it so bad? Oh my god. I said a couple licks too, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. You did.
It has no business tasting that bad. I don't think it's funny. One more. I said a couple.
What happened?
Couple means two. Couple means two.
You gotta do a chaser, man. You gotta do a chaser.
I have a cup right here. I have a cup of water.
It's good. Get a bottle of Jack Daniels. That tastes so bad.
I really don't want to do this right now. Like, it really is a very, it's a stinging, like, putrid taste. Like, you, like, tasted, like skeletal balls from the guy that I shot, like, there. Like, it tastes like...
Go back to that skeleton.
Give it a good
Oh, that is disgusting. There you go. There's your 2 licks. Fudge. I can still taste it in my mouth. I can still taste it. It's not going away.
Oh. Okay, where do we go from here? What do we do after this?
How do we? I mean, how do you follow that up?
Can you guys answer some questions while I recover? Sorry to sound.
So if we get one more sponsor, OJ will lick it 3 times.
No.
We're not gonna do that to him. All right, everybody in the chat, we got some questions for us? Put your questions in the chat.
I'll answer questions for like another 15 to 20 minutes. Oh my god. That was horrible.
Okay, don't eat cards, kids.
Yeah, that's obviously for kids not to swallow the cartridge. Like, that's... Oh. How does it... I told you, skeletal balls. How does it taste?
How many...
Okay, any questions, guys?
Wait, what was the question?
Yeah, he just asked a question.
Who just asked a question?
I'm sorry, John O'Shaunton or something like that.
What was the question?
Do you think 2018 could be the year of the virtual console?
Maybe, but I don't think so. I don't think Nintendo's gonna go as hardcore on the virtual consoles they did beforehand. So yeah, I don't think so. But I don't know. Does anybody else have any thoughts to add to that?
Just wanted to bring it out.
Yeah, I think it could be a good year next year, seeing as that this year was so packed with big games. And next year we don't have a lot of that information just yet, even though like they could just surprise us with a direct in January and just like, you know, just announce a bunch of stuff that we never expected. But from what I see right now, if they put the virtual console next year, that would definitely fill in the gaps.
Yeah. We'll have to wait and see. I think there's a big indie scene on there, so I think Nintendo doesn't want to disrupt that too much with the virtual console. Because indie developers are having a lot of success and they're coming out with games frequently. Virtual console really helped out on the Wii U because that's the only thing that was actually consistent. I'll talk. Your dog is going insane, dude. I'm gonna have to mute you real quick, man, or whatever that is that's screaming in the background, dude. I don't know what you can do, but I just have you muted real quick. So yeah, man, we'll see what happens. I'm not sure what's gonna happen as far as that goes. Tridon64 says, I asked earlier, but want the panel's opinion. Is it important for Nintendo to get Pokemon Switch out 2018, or will it even make it out next year? I'll start real quick. I don't think it's important for them to get it out next year. No, I honestly don't think it's like super important. It'd be nice, but it's not super important. What do you think, Mikkel?
I agree with you. I don't think it's super important either. I think that I think they should just take their time and make a really unique experience for the first major console release of a Pokemon, like for one of their main, not a portable platform. I think they need to just take their time with it. So if it comes in 2019, that's cool. I think that I just don't think it's that imperative for it to come out in 2018. I'm excited for what's going to come out that they said that we're not expecting.
Kind of like different types of games, you know, that are going to be coming. So yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting. What about you, Coloco? How do you feel like about Pokemon 2018? Is it important?
If there's no other large game that has the fan base of Pokemon in 2018, then I do think it's important. Simply because they said that they were going to manufacture 30 million Switches, right? Anywhere from 25 to 35 million or something like that.
Not official from Nintendo. That was just a report, but yeah.
Oh, it's not official from Nintendo. Well,
no.
if that rumor has any truth to it, then I do think it's important that they do, have a large IP like Pokemon in 2018 to be able to move those switches. Because I think from the IPs that they have announced as of yet, I don't think that they're good games and they're good IPs, but not to the level of selling 30 million. I don't think so. Either that, or they have another trick up their sleeve with the Switch that we don't know about yet.
The only thing that I would add to that is that Nintendo is nowhere near meeting demand in Japan. Like, there are literally millions. Like, there are people, thousands upon thousands of people who still can't get one. So it could also be for that as well. Like, not only that, but there could also be something else that we don't know about. I mean, it's not always first party. It could be Yokai Watch. It could be a new Monster Hunter late, in the year. It could be something that moves a lot of systems in Japan or just moves a lot of systems worldwide. It could be something that a third-party developer is doing for Nintendo as well that could help move those systems, or it could be a couple different games. I would think at this point, developers, I mean, we're starting to hear the Japanese developers say, yeah, we've got exclusive games coming. Capcom has said that we got Ace Attorney, and we also got other games. Bandai Namco said that we have 3 exclusives coming, and we also have ports. Koei Tecmo has a lot of stuff, so it could just be because there are a lot of Japanese developers that are gearing up for stuff on the, on the Switch. So we're gonna have to, gonna have to wait and see on that one. So yeah, we'll see. Ataki, what do you think, man?
Sorry, man. My dog gets still a puppy. She gets upset whenever someone leaves, so she whines like a.
Oh yeah, no problem. It was just way too loud. Like, it was way too loud for the.
I know it's crazy.
Yeah,
I think for next year, you might see Pokemon at the end of the year. I think about now probably, because that's usually when they launch them. At least the last few ones anyway, from X and Y on.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be their big game for 2018. They said that they're gonna bring a lot of the old non-traditional ones and the F-Zero. Hopefully, I hope there's a new F-Zero game soon for the long-starving fans of that series. I think Prime might come out next year at the end of the year as well, maybe in December. So that would be another big game everybody's waiting for.
I think Prime is coming this year too. I think Prime is definitely coming this year.
I think that'll, just like how Xenoblade's their December game, I think it'll be December game next year. Just to get everybody for the holidays. And I think they're going to try to get more third-party to fill in the gaps again. Probably, I'm not sure which games. Well, I guess Wolfenstein's one, because we're going to get that next year. Basically, they get the first Wolfenstein on there, too, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Double pack would be nice, man.
Yeah, because there is a double pack of I think there was like DLC and the first game. They called the Wolfenstein double pack. The old
Blood or whatever. There's that, and then there's like the first Wolfenstein game double pack together.
That was the one
for $20. So yeah.
Yeah. So that might be a good thing to look into. So how Capcom's doing the Resident Evil Revelations games, which is, I'm also buying that too. But so. It is because there's a Kirby game and a Yoshi game that we know about, and I guess the Fire Emblem game is next year, like the traditional Fire Emblem game. Was 2018.
Yeah, that's traditional Fire Emblem was 2018. But yeah, there was a comment in the comment section from Staconia. Metroid can definitely be a holiday title. I don't think Nintendo's more worried about America versus Europe and all that, because I think that Metroid can be a lot more popular on the Switch because it's on a portable. I think the fact that it's on a portable, the fact that it's going to be a high profile system, you can make Metroid more popular in Japan. I mean, there's all sorts of ways you can do things. You can market, you can make it more popular. I don't see it being Donkey Kong, because the last Donkey Kong game, I mean, maybe they do it, but nothing points to Donkey Kong being a title that they're really going to be making right now. I don't know who would be making that. And I don't think that they have it just like ready. So I don't think it's going to be Donkey Kong, because there's no proof, evidence, or anything that there's a Donkey Kong at all. I mean, it could still happen, but Donkey Kong isn't necessarily a really huge franchise at this point anyway. Look at Tropical Freeze. That wasn't like, that was like a massive seller in Japan. That didn't sell in Japan either. So I mean, I see what you're trying to say, but Donkey Kong's not a huge seller in Japan anyway. Like when Tropical Freeze came out, it's not like it moved a ton of Wii U's. It didn't sell a ton in Japan. I actually think Metroid on the 3DS sold more than Tropical Freeze did. So you have to look at it in that way, to where Nintendo could be marketing it that way. Not only that, but you also have to look at it, even if you look at like this holiday season in November, what did Nintendo have for Japan? They didn't really have any like game or anything. They just went off of what they already have as far as all their games for the year. They had Mario, right? And Mario 3D Mario games have never been like super huge, and this is like the best selling one from the debut week. So Nintendo's system will make it more popular overall. So I don't think Nintendo's really worried about like the big holiday game, you know, and having it in November and all that. I don't think they're worried about that stuff anymore. I think they're just worried about getting all the content out, making sure that they have third party. Heck, they might even let a third party developer take the big November slot. Look what they did, you know, for here. I mean, in Japan, the big November game is Resident Evil Revelations for Japan, you know? So I don't really think that they're worried about that too much, to be honest. Yeah, and look, I know some of you guys said, oh, well, Donkey Kong only sold because it was on the Wii U, but lots of games sold better than Donkey Kong, though, on Wii U in Japan. Like, Wii U had good sellers in Japan. It wasn't like Donkey Kong is not so popular at this point, you know, to where it's like, oh my gosh, we need to make it as our big holiday game. It's just not. There's no evidence of that. Donkey Kong hasn't been that since the Wii days, you know. So yeah, I don't see it that way, and there's no evidence of Retro's not making it. So there's no evidence of it even being around, or Nintendo would even put it in that slot anyway. Like I said, if there was some evidence, if there was something that I could go off of, then I can see what you're saying. But there's really, based off of what Nintendo is doing at this point, I don't see it to where they're sitting down and saying, okay, we're going to have Donkey Kong as our holiday title because it's going to sell systems. Like they're not doing they're not doing that. Trust me. I can guarantee you guys, Nintendo isn't doing that. Guarantee you. So yeah.
I actually had an idea. Like I wanted to get you guys' feedback on. Do you guys think that they'll make another Devil's Third, and do you think that they'll make a sequel to Xenoblade Chronicles X? I'm just saying because, you know, Devil's Third was kind of a surprise title from Nintendo last with the Wii U, in my opinion. And I was wondering... Huh?
Oh, I was going to say, should I respond to this one? Because I actually own that game and actually really enjoyed it.
Go ahead.
I don't know, because like it didn't sell very well at all. I think it sold like maybe...
Sold horrible.
Yeah, like less than 100,000, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe even less than...
Sold like trash.
So, I don't really know what Valhalla... the company that made it, which is Valhalla Studios, pardon me, which is it was set up by the creator of
Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, and several other IPs as well.
Dead or Alive, Beach Volleyball.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Dead or Alive, Beach Volleyball.
Yeah, his name was Tomonobu Ikigagi. That's his name. So. They haven't announced any plans, but I would like it. People said the multiplayer was really awesome, better than the campaign, anyways. Campaign I thought was decent, and it just there was some really cheap levels where you had to like kill like some big enemies and you couldn't really maneuver, and that's the only thing I thought. And there was some frame rate problems as well.
Yeah, I mean, I played it. It's not. I just don't see them really doing anything with Devil. I mean, the last one was just such a flop overall. I mean, that game had such a troubled development. Maybe like a spiritual successor, you know, maybe something like that. But like an actual Devil's Third, we're gonna use Yvonne and the tattoos and the bald head guy. Like, I don't know if they're just gonna do, you know, playing the drums and all this stuff. Like, I just don't think they're gonna use that. You know,
he was cool, man. I'm like, yeah, that he's kind of like just good character that he was in jail because he was part of that school democracy terrorist group, and they break him out to save the world basically because he just
yeah. And I looked on Twitter and there's someone who's already put up like a play-by-play of me licking a cartridge, and it's like one picture and then it's my face. I have like the SMD salt face on, like. And then it's like, I like the salt face, and then it shows me drinking some water. So thank you, Liquid Metal. I do appreciate your speed of how fast you put that on the internet for everyone to laugh at me.
Oh, never mind. There wasn't any Switch cartridges in the Switch reveal, so that's not why he had the face. Okay, never mind.
I'll forever be tainted with the salt face. I think who was it? It was Og who put up, and this is no shots to Super Metal Dave, great dude. But Og put up the picture of when I did the live stream with Dave, and like Dave had like the salt face, and like I had like my hand covered over my mouth, and I was just like, I was like laughing, like I was like hysterically laughing. I was just laughing like, man, I'm really gonna have to like go on full damage control, like for like I'm gonna have to like full not even damage control, like apologize, like full apology, like I was like on an apology tour. I was like, man, I was apologizing to everyone for like 3 months, bro. So yeah, that's kind of that's what I was laughing. I was like, man, I'm gonna have to apologize a lot. So yeah, man, it was good stuff. But thank you, Liquid Metal. I do appreciate your dexterity of the keyboard with that type, man. But anyway, I'm gonna see if we can answer a few more questions, guys, and then we're done. But yeah, thanks, Og. I do appreciate you immortalizing that moment.
Can you mute me again? Sorry.
Yeah, I'll mute you, bro. It's all good. There you go. All right.
Knowledge real quick, if you guys haven't, if you haven't seen it, what is it called? The robot, the Rocket League. Rocket League is #1 at the eShop charts. It overthrew Odyssey. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, that's good.
Skyrim is #3. Doom is #5 or 4, I believe. I mean, it's really, really cool.
Yeah, it's good. It's good to see because, and we also got word. I mean, eShop charts were not necessarily anything on the Wii U because digital sales weren't necessarily that great. But with the Switch, because of the portable nature of it, digital sales are the highest they've ever been for Nintendo. Highest they've ever been. Like to start the console period since they started doing digital stuff with the Wii. It's the highest they've ever been. Like it's like 6 times higher than it's ever been. So that's really good. So digital sales definitely matter. As far as with the Switch, they're mattering a lot. And well, here in the U.S., I guess UK physical sales are, but that's UK. But anyway, but yeah, man, like it's looking good. Switch sales are looking good for Rocket League. I'm guessing it's sold at least minimum of like 20 to 30K, like in a day or two. You know, like I would say, like I said, minimum. It might have sold more than that. It might have sold 50 to 60. I mean, it might have sold a lot, but I'm guessing it sold a ton because that $20 price point, it's like impulse buy, right?
Yeah, it's an incredible game. It's fantastic, really, really good. I did want to notice real quick. LA Noir's #12 last time I checked, which that's pretty decent. Batman Telltale series is not even on there, which is kind of, I don't know, it's kind of weird.
It did just, when did it launch?
Same day that LA Noir and Skyrim came out.
The 14th.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we might see it. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time for some of the other games. We might see it come on. I think we'll probably see that game probably come on next week, and next week's charts will probably be, I mean, at the minimum, probably like in the top 20. So yeah, we'll definitely see it. It's just people are just kind of hyped right now for Skyrim and for all that. And also games, did it have a preload?
No.
Okay, yeah, games also that have preload are also more inclined to do a little bit better as well.
Rocket League didn't either.
Yeah, but it's Rocket League though.
Yeah.
And it's digital only. Now Batman, that's actually in stores too. So obviously you have one game that's not in stores. You have a game Batman is in stores. So I mean, but I don't expect Batman to sell anywhere near as much as Rocket League. It's because it's Rocket League. Rocket League has sold a ton across PS4, Xbox One, and PC, and to have this version, it's pretty good. So yeah, people are saying it's impulse buy. Yeah, $20 is impulse buy for a game of that quality. It's only $20. So let me see if I can find any more questions. Let's see here.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Is Ataki? Okay, there we go. I think Ataki, you good now?
Yeah, she calmed down.
Okay, cool.
I was gonna say, I think those Telltale games don't sell that much anyway, so maybe that's part of it as well.
I think like The Walking Dead, like that's the only one that really sells a ton outside of The Walking, because the developers behind like they laid off a bunch of people recently,
they're basically point and click adventure visual novels is essentially what they are.
That's essentially what they are. Yeah, you're right. Essentially what they are. So yeah, Universal One has a question. Says thoughts on what Retro and Camelot are up to. It's driving me bananas. What do you guys think, Mikkel? What do you think about that?
I mean, if Camelot will give us another Golden Sun, I mean, I would love a follow up to Dark Dawn. I don't know. I don't know what they're up to. I mean, they've been quiet for quite a long time. As far as Retro, we haven't really heard anything from Retro since because they did the Donkey Kong game, right? The last one, Tropical Freeze.
Yeah, they've done the most recent Donkey Kong games. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, all I gotta say is just wait till 2018. We'll know then, or the next director, because yeah, that's I don't know what they're up to.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as for Camelot, they did that kind of really poorly received Mario Tennis game on the Wii U that everybody hated.
Oh yeah, I heard. I never played that one. I heard people hated it.
It was just lazy. There was like no friends lobby to play with your friends. So I mean, I think maybe EA and Camelot were working together on that one. There was like no friends lobby. They're like, oh well, I can't play against my friends in a Mario Tennis game, but there's online play, but no friend play, and it's Mario Tennis. You know, that didn't
I think that was like the stage of the Wii U when no one cared anymore.
Yeah, well, it was just like it's a solid game. Like it's just lacking. It's quick. It was a quick kind of cash grabbish type of game compared to what they've done before with Mario Tennis. You know. So yeah, that's kind of what happened there. So yeah, let me see if there's any other.
I have a Liquid Metals asked. Do you think OJ? Do you think Nintendo will show a Metroid Prime 4 trailer during the Game Awards or maybe another world premiere? So if there are going to be any announcements from Nintendo at the Game Awards, what do you guys think?
Not Metroid. There might be an announcement but no, not Metroid. I don't think Metroid's good. I think they're gonna do their Nintendo Directs. You know.
Yeah, because last year they didn't show anything, right? At the last year's awards, they didn't show, except for a Breath of the Wild trailer. Was it?
A little bit of gameplay, like laggy gameplay from the Wii U version.
Wasn't it right? But is that the portion of gameplay that has you fighting those lizard guys, and then yes, okay.
Yeah, that's what they showed. They showed lizard lag. That's what they showed. They showed lizard. Everyone was like, "Why'd you show lizard lag gameplay at the Game Awards?" That didn't get us hyped at all.
Master Aqua wanted to know if we thought we'll see Luigi's Mansion next year, and he also offered to show his boobs.
No, but on the second question, no, but on your first one, you said Luigi's Mansion? Yeah, maybe. I mean, Next Level, they're working on something. Next Level, here's what I can tell you guys about this. It's like Next Level's working on something. Miyamoto was really happy with the sales of Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon. It blew out their sales predictions. I think they're looking for around 1 million. They sold 5 million plus. Miyamoto was ecstatic. Nintendo was ecstatic with the sales of this game. So yeah, man. I mean, I think we could see it. I mean, that would be the smart bet financially. That'd be the smart bet to get them working on the Luigi's Mansion for the Switch, because people obviously like portable Luigi's Mansion did so well in 3DS. So yeah, I would think that's probably what they're working on. I would think just based off of that evidence of the sales and just how happy Nintendo was, you know, with the sales of that game. That's what I would think, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see on that one.
Who's getting Game of the Year? Josh Kelly asked. Zelda or Mario?
I mean, if you have to give it to one, obviously I gave it to Zelda, but I really honestly think it's Game of the Year, but that's my pick. What about you, Koloko?
Player known Battlegrounds. No, I'm kidding. No.
Get out of here with that.
No, it'll be Zelda. I think it should be Zelda. After having some time of playing, you know, away from playing both games, I think Zelda made a larger impact overall.
Yeah, I agree. Zelda Fever it hit everybody when that came out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ataki, what about you?
So just to be clear, we're talking about the Video Game Awards show that It's coming
No,
out.
we're just talking about your own personal game of the year. Whatever,
Oh, okay,
what
sure.
do you feel is game of the year?
Oh, I guess Xeno don't count because it's not out yet, right? So
Well, yeah, you can't count Xeno because it's not out yet. You have to be able at least to play the game. So
Mario Odyssey, honestly, I enjoyed it more than Zelda.
okay. So we got 1 for Mario, 3. I mean, like we're like splitting hairs here. You know what I'm saying? Mario Odyssey is a more polished game. Mario Odyssey has a ton of content. Mario Odyssey, you can spend just as much time in Mario Odyssey as you do in Zelda. But for me, Zelda is just the open world, the difference of what they did. I mean, like, it was just phenomenal. I mean, it's Zelda. You know, it's Zelda. I like the action genre more than I like the platforming genre. So, therefore, for me, it's more of Zelda. But now I have to think of a new emote that we have to come up with because of the sponsor. So you guys can give me some emote ideas too. Probably gonna. We have a Xenoblade. I want to go with another Xenoblade emote. So I don't know.
The X,
Maybe
man, the X, like your PX, like the red X.
that's true. The PX, that'd be good. There's also we could go with like a Zelda emote. I don't have a Zelda emote on here, so I'd like a Zelda emote too at some point. Like the Sheikah, maybe the Sheikah symbol.
Triforce.
Triforce or Sheikah symbol, something like that. Yeah.
Or maybe a Mario hat or a Cappy. I don't know.
Cappy. Yeah, Cappy would be cool. All sorts of things that you can do. Shout outs to Awesome Tech for the subscription, and also, is it Siki? Siki as well, or Selkie. Thank you so much. I do appreciate the subscriptions, guys. Welcome to the village. Everyone in chat, please make it feel very welcome. Headbands for these brand new Ninja. Cat Quest emote. No Cat Quest emotes.
I wanted to ask something that someone brought up. Mark Bryant. Wasn't Pikmin 4 not nearly finished 4 months ago? Actually, they said that over a year ago. It's been like a year and a half that Miyamoto said it was nearly finished. So what's going on with that? What do you guys think?
Holding it back, I guess. Yeah,
They're holding
it back.
They're holding on to it. Yeah, they're holding on to it.
Because there are times when companies will finish a game and they don't want to release it right then and there, and they'll just hold it back until they feel like it's a good environment, right? Good atmosphere.
Oh, I think Nintendo does that quite a bit. I think Nintendo holds on to things for a while. I'm hearing about developers getting review copies like 2 months in advance and stuff. You know.
Look at Breath of the Wild. They held that back for the Switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was what I was getting to. Like, Breath of the Wild was held back over a year and a half ago. They were still Wii U was still the only thing around. That's even towards the end of the Wii U life cycle, not when they started development for Pikmin 4. So what I'm thinking is maybe they revamped it completely and made it more like a more open world thing. I mean, what do you guys think?
I think it was going to be what it was, but they had to opt. I mean, someone El Chubacata has a good point. It says finished for Wii U, but probably still optimizing for Switch, and that's the biggest thing, was probably optimizing. They still didn't get it completely optimized or exactly probably where they wanted it when the Switch was released. So yeah, I think overall, I don't know if they might have added in new things. You're right, they could have added in a new part. There's all sorts of crazy stuff that happens during game development. Like they were supposed to be using the Wii U gamepad more, they decided not to because it was coming to Switch. Like all sorts of stuff happens. So you never know. I do want to answer one more. Not one more, but I do want to answer another question from, I can't say the name. I'm just going to call you Reza. Reza says, "Will Fire Emblem 2018 announced in January Direct? And what game do you expect to be announced?" What do you mean by what game? Like, just like any game and Fire Emblem. Okay, so I'll answer that. I'm a big Fire Emblem fan. 2018, I expect there to be some type of January big, state of the Switch address, or something like that, where they go over some stuff. So yeah, I'm expecting Fire Emblem to be there, and I'm expecting it to have like a fairly, like a April, May, or June launch date, somewhere in that, maybe even closer. I mean, who knows? I think that the game is pretty much ready. I think it's done. They've been working on it for quite some time. Fates, and also the end of Fates, and also Echoes. Those were made by kind of the B team-ish. And Echoes was literally made by all the young staff. Like literally none of the veterans were working on Echoes. So they've been hard at work since 2015 on the new Fire Emblem on Switch. So yeah, I would expect it to be ready by 2018. 3 years now. They've talked about it briefly, saying that it has beautiful graphics and They just haven't said much, but I'd expect that. I don't know what game they're going to announce or anything, but we'll have to wait and see. You guys have anything else to add, maybe, to Fire Emblem or anything?
Yeah, I want to comment on that because I'm a big Fire Emblem fan too. Probably, I'm not maybe as big as you, but I'm up there. I always enjoyed it. But I'm a I think that like it might be the best looking Fire Emblem of all time.
Oh
yeah, up until
easy.
now,
Easy.
The Wii one was the best looking one. You know, the Radiant Dawn, which was the last console one. So I'm hoping this will have like 3D graphics.
Yeah, dude, this one's gonna this one's gonna blow it out of the water. Like Fire Emblem Warriors, I mean, that's not really, you can't count that as a real Fire Emblem game. But Fire Emblem Warriors looks pretty good. You know, that looks like a good.
Yeah. The two games that have it was Ike as that's the protagonist of the GameCube and the Wii one, and those are the two best looking in terms of graphics up until now.
Main Fire Emblem games. Main Fire Emblem games.
Well, because Warriors is the best.
Well, if you're not counting Tokyo Mirage Sessions, you're not counting Fire Emblem Warriors. So.
Well, it was, I mean, it kind of is, it isn't, right? But I'm hoping like they have some new elements. Maybe they can do like they can add the Echoes element of going into a dungeon and like the 3D mechanics there, and also maybe like the rewind feature. I think people would enjoy that because it helps a lot. The permadeath.
Very good additions. Yeah,
I hope. I was gonna say if their B team can make something as good as Echoes, because Echoes was a great game. You know, I'm really hyped for what the main team's gonna do for this new game, which doesn't have a name. So.
It's Fire Emblem 2018, and the funny thing, Fire Emblem was announced. This game was announced before the Switch launched. Like this game was announced in February 2017, this year. So it was announced before the Switch officially launched, which was interesting.
Yeah, because they had a direct for Fire Emblem in February, and then they had the Switch one in. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the Switch came out in March. That direct was in February. So it was before the Switch launched.
Game coming out for Fire Emblem.
Yeah, they're like, hey, yeah, we got a new Fire Emblem game coming on the Switch. It's coming next year. So yeah, I was like, because I had to at that time. I was still working my corporate job earlier this year. Like I actually came home on my lunch break to stream that. You guys can actually check it out on my channel. Just look up Fire Emblem Direct. You can. Just check that out. I'm in my P code or whatever, my work clothes, and I come home and I'm like, what? Fire Emblem's coming to Switch? Like, so it was interesting. So I think like the fact that they had the confidence to, basically what I'm getting with that is the fact that they had the confidence to say that this game's coming next year, to me shows that like it's very far along because they have the confidence to even mention it, that it's coming. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man.
It's one of their bigger franchises now because they were able to turn it into a bigger thing than it was with Awakening onwards. So, it's important that it sells well.
Definitely.
Now.
Oh yeah, it's gonna sell gangbusters. Oh my god, it's gonna do Fire Emblem. Dude, Fire Emblem Switch is gonna do so well. It's going to do amazingly well. We do have another question here. Tridon64 says, "Is there any hope for a good racing sim on the Switch?"
Well, next week, right?
Is it called Gear Club or what is it?
Yeah.
Also, next year in 2018, there will be it was pushed back from this year. Oh, I forget the name of it. It's a nice Solace game.
The Red Out?
Red Out?
Yes, Red Out. There you go. Yeah.
Okay, but that's not a racing. That's not a racing sim.
It's
no.
not.
No, it's a.
Okay. No, it's more like Fast Car. I just thinking racing games. Sorry.
Yeah. No, just like a racing sim. It's like Forza, Gran Turismo, something like that. So I mean, I don't know if we're ever gonna get any. I mean, maybe from a third party, yeah. I mean, but who makes racing sims that are from third parties these days? Like,
well, if the Project Card guys weren't such dicks, they would put it on.
Oh God, dude, skip that. Skip that. Port beg for your stupid game. Get out of here.
I could get that one from Ubisoft.
Nintendo could revive the Cruising series and maybe make that more of a traditional racing.
Nintendo ain't gonna do that. They're not gonna. I mean, what'd you say, Mikkel?
I was trying to think of the name of that open world racing sim from Ubisoft. It was actually pretty good. I can't think of the name.
The Crew.
Oh, is it Burnout?
Yeah. No, the Crew.
No, the Crew.
And there's like a Crew. There's like the Crew 2. There was like a sequel recently. Yeah, there was a sequel, The Crew 2. I mean, that's not really a racing sim though, because that's like an RPG, like racing weird type of game. Like it's definitely not like what he's talking about. He's looking at like a Forza, he's looking at a Gran Turismo, he's looking at that type of Project Cars. He's looking at that type of game.
And just to quick, you know, a lot of people don't if you're looking for that, don't just ignore Gear Club, because it's made by Eden Games, which they originally made V-Rally for the PlayStation, Need for Speed, Test Drive Unlimited for the PS3. I mean, they're good. I mean, they make really good racing sims. So I wouldn't fall asleep on it just because it's a mobile game. You know, they're taking out a lot of those aspects that, like the motion touch gameplay or whatever. They're adding in real controls, and I just think though, if you're really looking for that, just watch out for this game. This might be what you're looking for.
I mean, to follow up on that train of thought too, I mean, think about all the mobile games that have come to Switch with actual controls and how much better they are on the Switch versus mobile. So,
Cat Quest, baby.
Exactly.
Okay.
That is a mobile Android, dude. Cat Quest, baby. Like, I would never in a million years get Cat Quest on mobile.
The important thing I think with the mobile games on the Switch is there's no microtransactions.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. True.
Yeah. They really make sure that they tune it up and get it ready for that, man. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But it all comes back to Cat Quest, guys. I think that's really what it all. The meaning of life.
Cat Quest can be like the mascot game of this channel now, and we'll promote it heavily.
I think we should. I think I should talk to the developers. I definitely think that Cat Quest should be something to where it has a little bit bigger role as far as its contributions to the gaming world and to PlayerEssence. So I agree with you, Itaki. I actually do.
Okay,
so
I'm gonna buy it now.
Everyone go buy Cat Quest.
I'm sure the developer will really appreciate it, bro.
Oh, the developer's probably doing like a little dance right now. If he probably sees this video, he's like, "Oh heck yeah!" No, he got a boost from me. I know, because like I said, I had a number of people either message me, email me, tell me I bought Cat Quest because of you. Okay, like I had a bunch of people, so I mean they got at least a good 15 to 20 sales from me right there. That's good money for a developer. You get 15 to 20 sales from one small YouTube content creator. That's good. That's usually you have to give them a code to get that. He didn't have to give me anything. I bought the game myself. So yeah, I bet he probably saw a little bump. Probably saw a little bump with that. You know.
If there's one game I would love to see come to the Switch, it's Diablo 3. I would love to see that.
Diablo 3. You know, that game's interesting, man, because I've heard possibly maybe there's something, but nothing that I can say concrete, nothing that I'm confident in, but maybe. I
mean, what else from Blizzard is there? I mean, Overwatch is obviously the choice that everybody wants, but please just don't tell me it's that stupid card game, Hearthstone or whatever. If that's what they're porting over, that's disappointing. Yeah.
But dude, that game's really popular. People really like that. People really like that game, man. Like they really like people. There's crazy. They got people playing, professional people. They're all looking all serious, like it's a Pokemon battle. They all go in there with their deck of cards and their game. Like people like take that game hardcore, man. I don't know why it's so popular, but it is. So I mean, I guess for me it wouldn't be as big of a deal. But dude, if it came to the Switch, people would freak out. I think it would be like a big deal, you know? Like I don't know. Just because
I agree. It's amazing how popular that is.
Yeah, it's really popular. Like it's like you can like watch it like on Twitch for like price pot of like 20 grand or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like a legitimate esport. You know, the Hearthstone. So I mean, I've watched other people play it too. Not my cup of tea. I'm with you, Andy. You know, like but it's just people like it. People really like it. Really like the game. So, yeah, it does have microtransactions, but from what I understand, the microtransactions are very like it's fair. Like if you don't want to use microtransactions, like to get new cards and everything, it doesn't gouge you like other microtransactions games do. Like you can earn cards and be good without microtransactions. So that's what I've heard from that game. But like I said, you know. It's all just based on whatever. Any other questions you guys have here? Super Cookie says, OJ, do you know about a game called Lost Soul Aside? And if so, do you think it'd be possible to come to Switch? Do you guys know about that game? Does anybody know about that game? I don't know about it.
I haven't heard about that.
Nobody else heard about it? Coloco,
No.
you heard about that, Coloco?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing.
Okay, well, there you go. Let's see here. So, any other questions you guys have? Switch needs an MMO, the genre that's missing. Yeah, MMO. I mean, I'm not huge on MMOs. I wouldn't say
Dragon Quest?
Dragon Quest 10. It's on there, but it's not for everyone to play. You know, I'm just not big on MMOs because you have to pay like a monthly fee for MMOs on top of whatever else you're already paying, you know? So I'm not huge on MMOs, but does it need it? I don't know if it needs it, just because the market for MMOs has always been PC. I don't really think that's
they
gonna
don't really fit consoles.
Yeah, they don't really fit well on consoles. Like you know, PS4 and Xbox One have a bunch of MMOs, and most people don't care. You know, about the MMOs on, like, most people don't care about them at all. So I wouldn't say need. No, I don't think any console needs MMOs because MMO is a PC type of deal. It's not really a console type of deal. It would be nice. Don't get me wrong. It would be great. More games, the better. But as soon as I see MMO and like as soon as I see like you got to pay like an extra thing, I'm just like, you know, I'm not so big on it. But yeah, it would be nice though. But I don't think it needs it. Because I don't think the Nintendo audience is really like, oh, we need MMOs, you know, like I don't think so. So,
I mean, they could bring Warframe.
Is Warframe MMO? Is that an MMO? That's a.
It's kind of it's like Destiny, but I think that would do good on the Switch if they ever did port it.
Oh yeah, Warframe would be cool. Yeah. See, I'm just not. I just don't know. Like Power Legacy says, like, oh, they need to, like, Square Enix needs to bring over Final Fantasy 14. It would sell big. I don't know if it would. I really, honestly, I just don't know if MMOs, like, do people really want, because, like, next year, let's say they bring out MMOs, you got to pay for Nintendo's online, then you got to pay for the MMO monthly fee. Like, are Nintendo fans really going to gravitate towards paying a monthly fee for this game? I just don't know. When you can just do it on PC, I mean, it would be nice to have it on the go. I mean, obviously that'd be great, but it would just be, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Any other questions you guys have? Well, I'm going to answer questions for probably about another 5 minutes, so we'll get another couple questions in, then we're going to go ahead and wrap this one up. So I'll answer a couple questions. For Honor on the Switch, I'm good, but
Hot trash that game is. I regret
Do
getting
not
that.
want.
yeah. So I don't know. More hack and slash.
Yeah, just ask Capcom to bring back all their great hack and slashes.
Yeah, I would say get Cat Quest. I would say get Cat Quest. Jack Smith says
to rage on Capcom again.
What do you guys think about Fallout 4 potentially coming to the Switch?
I think it's coming.
Yeah,
I think that's a
coming.
guaranteed.
I think once we see the Doom and Skyrim sales, then we'll see if those probably bring it over. Then I would say if those two games sell well, then they'll definitely do fall on the Switch.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if they'll do it or not. But it'd be cool. It would be cool if they did. But who knows? Maybe not. Not sure. We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this one up, guys. Thank you so much. I do appreciate everyone who came out to the live stream. Everyone that's also here as well. We're gonna go do outros in just a bit, but I want to say, guys, we still have a lot more content for today. I'm going to be taking a short break, and then we're going to be back on Splatoon. I'm going to be live streaming Splatoon for about an hour or so. So look around for about 4 o'clock my time. So in about maybe an hour, I'm going to go run on the treadmill, and then I'm going to play some Splatoon. So yeah, so Splatoon in about an hour, and then I'm also going to be on the Spawncast tonight, and then in between my Splatoon and the Spawncast, I'm going to have Fire Emblem Warriors gameplay, so make sure you check out my videos and all my videos that I did for the week. Yeah, baby. Fire Emblem Warriors gameplay. It's going to be really cool. So look forward to that. I want to say thank you to the new sponsors that we got, and thank you to everyone who forced me to lick a cartridge. Shout outs to all the Yeah, that was so nasty. Shout out to everyone who's sponsored. We're at 30, so I'm gonna think of a new emote for you guys. So look forward to that brand new emote of awesome stuff that's coming. So yeah, awesome there. So let's go ahead and do some outros here, man. Shout outs to, let's start with Mikhail Casanova, man. Where can people... Okay, I got interrupted. Milo Creek with the $2 donation says, almost time for Xenoblade. Heck yeah, Milo. Milo's also a sponsor too as well, I think, or something like that. So thank you so much, Milo. I do appreciate the donation. Everyone in the chat, please give him some really feeling it emojis. I'll give you two. Give you two for that one. So thank you so much, man. Mikhail, where can people find you, man?
All right, everyone. You can find me on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Just look up Mikhail Casanova. I'm Hawaii's favorite YouTuber. And yeah, I'll catch y'all on the next one.
Nice. Coloco, where can everyone find you?
My YouTube channel, Coloco, where we have really important news, gaming news that's really important to the community.
Watch his latest video. Watch his latest video. It's hilarious.
His funny news, his news segments are the best too.
And Twitter, it's Coloco, so you can find me there.
Call you Jack Strap? What was it his name?
Jack Strap, yeah, he's a good guy. I know him. He's a cousin of mine.
He looks a lot like
reminds me from the news anchor movie or
Anchorman.
Yeah.
Ron Burgundy.
Ron
I tell
Burgundy.
him that all the time. He doesn't think so, but yeah.
All right, awesome. Also, you guys can follow Mikhail Casanova and also it's Coloco. You got their Twitters right there, so check out at Mikhail Casanova and also at Coloco. And we also have Ataki. You have a Twitter account. It's at Ataki Teacher.
Yeah,
right?
it's my username at Ataki Teacher, spelled the same way, and it's also you'll see my first last name. My first name is Tim, so that's like.
Okay.
I have a channel like everybody else on YouTube. I only have one video. It's just to advertise my English business.
Okay. So yeah, there you go. Make sure you follow Ataki on there, and also Ataki, you are probably going to be a guest more regularly too. So I know. So we'll definitely have you back on at some point, along with the Awakening crew, Coloco and Mikhail Casanova. So thank you guys. I really do want to say thank you to everyone who came out to the show to be here. I think it was a really fun show. We had a lot of great stuff go on. So thank you guys so much. I do appreciate it, and we will see you guys for the next one. We got a lot of content, so make sure you keep it locked right here on PlayerEssence. Peace out, guys. Bye-bye.
Peace.
Bye, everybody.
Here's as well.
Go look at cart.
I'm not looking any more carts. It's still live streaming. I'm not looking at any more carts, everyone. No more carts.